right now, some people think he's the best player in the game, right? So to go down, I think, is one of the all-time greats. Like when it's all said and done, do you think he needs another one?
Yeah, so I'll say what I said earlier in the show.
JJ?
I don't agree with what Chuck said, because I do think, although, as Leg so eloquently put it, the bus was registered in Steph Curry's name, Kevin Durant was driving that bus. I think right now, if I made a list of the best players of all time, and this is including championships, finals MVPs, All-NBA, I made that list right now, I'd have 12 names on that list. And Kevin Durant would be on that list.
Okay.
Now, we can get into semantics about who's 5 through 8, who's 9 through 12, who's Mount Rushmore. We can talk about all that. That's a whole separate debate. The reality is I believe this, and I think a lot of people believe this. Kevin Durant is one of the 12 best basketball players of all time. The issue with Kevin Durant, as we talked about earlier, the narrative around him joining the Warriors, a team that had already won in 2015 and had come close, save for a Draymond Green suspension, to winning again in 16, and the fact that the Warriors had beat them in the conference finals after being down 3-1, for him to go join that team, there's some explicitives you can use, but some people viewed that as a soft move, a loser move, right? So I did not view it that way. Be very clear on that. Some people did. Now, that's not to say that he then went to the Warriors and he was the best player on that team. He was the best player in both those final series. I went through the numbers earlier: 35, 8, and 5 in 17. 29-11, 7.5 in 18. His shooting splits were ridiculous. The efficiency off the charts. You remember in those series, Marcus, as good as Draymond Green was defensively, Kevin Durant was probably just as good defensively. Blocks, steals, rotations, individual deep. He was awesome on both sides of the basketball. Yeah, 4 games and 5 games, right? He was phenomenal in both those series. To change the narrative, Molly, to answer the question, change the narrative, he's got to win another championship, being the guy on a team that people don't view as a super team that he joined, right? He can win a chip on a super team that he put together, but to change that narrative.
Already won a ring without him, 2015.
To change the narrative, I don't think it changes his legacy. Because I already said, like, him winning a chip, I don't know if that shifts where he is in that top 12 of all time.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.